In January of 1995, the Cold War was supposed to be over. The Soviet Union no longer existed. Borders had shifted. Ideologies had faded. But the systems built for global war were still active, still watching, still waiting. Early one winter morning, far north of the Arctic Circle, a small group of Norwegian scientists prepared for a routine experiment. Their goal was simple: to study the northern lights, to better understand how solar winds interact with Earth's atmosphere. The rocket they planned to launch was not a weapon. It carried no explosives, only instruments and sensors. The launch had been announced weeks in advance. Notices were sent through international channels. Paperwork was filed. Warnings were issued. On paper, everything was correct. At dawn, the rocket lifted off. It rose cleanly into the cold sky, leaving a thin white trail behind it. From the ground, it looked harmless. From space, it looked ordinary. But from hundreds of kilometers away, inside a network of military radar stations, it looked very different. Russian early warning systems detected the launch almost immediately. The trajectory was unusual. High altitude, steep climb. The computer compared the data to known profiles, and it matched one that mattered: a submarine-launched ballistic missile. Within seconds, screens inside command centers changed color. Indicators shifted. Alarms activated quietly. According to the system, this was not a test, not an experiment. It looked like the opening move of a nuclear first strike. In theory, such a launch would be followed by many more. But the first few minutes were always the most dangerous. That was the window where decisions had to be made. The alert was passed upward through the chain of command. Faster than a human could run. Faster than doubt could form. At the highest level, officials were notified. For the first time in history, the Russian nuclear briefcase was activated during a perceived live event. This was not a drill. The system calculated possible targets. It estimated impact zones. It projected timelines. According to the data, there were only minutes to respond. But something didn't fit. There was no second launch. No confirmation from other sensors. No escalation. Just one rocket. Some in the room argued that this was exactly how a surprise attack would begin. One launch, designed to blind radar systems before a larger strike. Others hesitated. They asked questions the system could not answer. Why now? Why one? Why from this location? The computer had no doubt, but humans did. Instead of escalating immediately, commanders chose to wait. Seconds passed, then another minute. Radar continued tracking the object as it reached the top of its arc. And then, something changed. The rocket did not continue forward toward land. It began to fall. Downward. Back toward the ocean. The system updated its calculations. This was not a missile. This was not an attack. The object splashed harmlessly into the sea. The alert was canceled. The command centers slowly returned to normal. Screens dimmed. Conversations stopped. The nuclear briefcase was closed. The world went on with its day. Most people never knew anything had happened. Later, officials traced the event back to the Norwegian research launch. The warnings had been sent, but not properly processed. A gap in communication. A human assumption. No one was punished. No medals were awarded. No speeches were given. Because when prevention works, nothing happens. This incident never became a headline. It was discussed quietly, filed away. Yet for a brief moment, the world stood at the edge of a misunderstanding powerful enough to change history. Not because of malice, not because of intent, but because a system did exactly what it was designed to do. And humans chose not to trust it blindly. History often remembers wars. It remembers explosions. It remembers endings, but it rarely remembers restraint. The pause, the hesitation, the decision to wait. In January of 1995, a rocket meant to study the sky almost triggered the darkest response humanity had ever created. It didn't, because someone chose to slow down, and the night passed quietly.